So the most common question I ask, or people ask me, like, why I'm going to write a personal statement, for God's sake. Like, I had to jump on lots of hoops. If you're a medical student, you had to go through a brutal acceptance to getting into medical school in the first place in Canada. If you're an IMG, you had, again, to jump over lots of hoops, write medical exams, write English tests, write lots of things. And then on top of all this, you have to write a personal statement. Okay, so every program in North America, whether it's in the US or in Canada, they ask for a personal statement. And I've been helping many people, whether it's in the US or in Canada, in their personal statement. And the number one reason, if we can talk about why they are doing it, is because they want to understand what makes you unique as an applicant. This is very important. So let's say, let me give you an example how people or how program directors and programs choose who are they going to interview. So each year, every program, no matter it is like internal medicine, surgery, family medicine, no matter like it's a fellowship or residency, cardiology, hem-onc, or whatever, they receive 500 to 600 applications. Okay. And they sit down and they're like, we're not going to interview 500 or 600 people. Like that's like doesn't make sense. So let's start by academic achievements, and let's see if we can choose people who scored above X amount percentile for IMGs. For medical students, let's choose people who went to XYZ medical school. This is probably more common in the US than Canada. Canada, like medical schools are more the same level, at the same level. So they might use other criteria, the letters of reference, the performance on electives, knowing the applicants, the number of research, the quality of the research, the teaching opportunities they had, the volunteering opportunity. So eventually they invite 100 applicants to interview them. So those 100 people who invited for their interview, for the interviews, they really are really great people. Lots of them have lots of academic achievements, lots of writing skills, lots of research, lots of teaching, lots. But what makes you different, what makes you unique is the personal statement. So the personal statement, it's not an essay, it's not a letter to the program that will make you rank the first on their invitation or their ranking list. But a poorly written personal statement will knock you out of the program, will not even get you the chance to be interviewed. So if it is okay or it is great, that's amazing. But if it's bad, oh my God, your chance is gone. I have a personal statement with lots of errors, or personal statement with grammar problems, personal statement with no flow, chronological orders. And eventually, this personal statement will make you unique, will make you different from when compared to other people. So if I have two applicants and they have like amazing achievements in academia, both have great research work, both have a great teaching, both have a great letters of reference. One of the applicants actually went to somewhere in a third world country and built an orphanage. Who am I going to choose for the interview? The one who traveled, did advocacy, right? And they can highlight that in their CV, but they can talk about it more deeply in their personal statement. If I have two applicants, one of them was born and raised with lots of privileges, and the other person had to jump over lots of hoops. They had to overcome lots of difficulties to prove themselves. They came from a really difficult background, poor family, and they had no support, and they had to jump over lots of difficulties to be to submit their application for the interview. So most likely the person who went through lots of difficulties in life will be invited to the interview if the program will choose between them. And you can only highlight this through your personal statement. That's why it's personal, because you highlight your personal stories. You show what makes you unique, what makes you different when compared to other applicants. Okay? And the second thing is also the personal statement. It's it's an opportunity for you to highlight the CanMed roles. Very important. I underestimated the importance of these skills or these roles when I started residency. But after spending 3 years in residency or 4 years in residency, oh my God, they are I think they should be universal. literally, I think they also should be applied in the US. Like programs should work on their like residency skills to take them to the next level when it comes to collaboration, communication, professionalism, scholar activities. So you can highlight in your personal statement that you have these skills. You can highlight your role as a collaborator when you talk about maybe when you played basketball and how you highlight the role of being a team player. You can highlight this. You can highlight your role as an advocate in your personal statement when you talk about your volunteering experience and how you help people in underserved areas, in rural areas. You can highlight your role as a leader in your personal statement when you talk about how one time you led this organization or you led this team of 4 or 5 people and you helped to spread the word about vaccination regarding the COVID-19. Something in that context, right? So it is the way to tell the program, I know that you are looking for someone who does have the CaRMS roles, and I am that person through this experience, through that experience. And also, it is your role to tell the program how you love them, what are the things that you like in them. You can't write in your CV that you're attracted to that program because of their geographical location or because of, for example, let's say they have point-of-care ultrasound. Several years ago when I applied to Ottawa, I was really interested in their point-of-care ultrasound curriculum, and I liked it. And that's what also made me want to come to Ottawa. I was really interested that they had a medium-sized collegial program. And this is important to me. I'm okay with like big or small programs. I like medium-sized programs because like you can build experiences, you can build relationships with other residents. And that's it. This is very important in residency. I can't emphasize this enough. Residency is not only about medicine. Oh my God, you can make lots of great friends and you need lots of great friends. So you can also tell the program, communicate this to the program before you meet them through your personal statement. And one of the most important roles or like skills in the CaRMS framework is communicator. So you emphasize your ability to communicate. As a physician, you don't only communicate with patients, you communicate with other healthcare workers, you communicate with occupational therapists, with physiotherapists, social workers. So when you have a nice written personal statements, and with a nice chronological order, you show that you can communicate with patients. You can also communicate with your colleagues. You can communicate with other healthcare professionals who are reading something that you wrote before meeting you. They can understand your story. So you highlight one of the most important CaRMS roles or frameworks, which is communicator. So that's why the personal statement is important. You can highlight all of them, but by writing a personal statement, you are also highlighting your ability to communicate with the programs and tell them like your experiences in your unique way. And remember, writing is thinking. Writing an organized personal statement reflects your organizational thought process. And this is very important.